Alright, hey, how's it going everyone? I'm answering questions. I'm a little late on this. The other video was 6 months ago, but I hit 2,000 subscribers, and I was like, that's a perfect opportunity for 1,000 subscriber part 2. It's just 1,000 subscribers, but with a 2 in it. Alright, so first off, we got congratulations. You deserve more, dude. Best of luck for the future. Thank you, it's really nice. Also, I do technically have more now, so he's a prophet. And the question is, what software do you use to create music? I use Ableton Live 10. I used to use Schism Tracker. I think two of the latest songs I ever made with that were Ultra Strike with a Y. I don't know why I used a Y. I was like trying to be edgy or something. I was 16. What do you expect? And then Happy Birthday, Harpy Blarf Da. I don't know, how do I say it? When I turned 17, I made that in Schism Tracker, but then I switched to Ableton Live 10. But yeah, I made a lot of cool stuff in Schism Tracker. It's free, but it only works on Windows XP, so take that as you will. Alright, we got Guppy asking when am I finishing his layout. That kind of gives you an idea of how late I am on this. I finished that quite a while ago. Okay, JK, actual question, what setup do I have? You really want to know? Ampy asks, what's up? Or, hey, what's up? Not much. I had a job interview today. I'm doing a lot of interviews, looking for work. I'm recording a video. Been a bit of a long day, but it's pretty good. I know that that's not what was up when he asked the question, but it's what's up now, so take it or leave it. This guy asks, can we be friends? No. I'm just messing with you. Although I'll probably still not talk to you because I have a billion people talking to me all the time. What happened to inspire me to make the full version levels of the RobTop levels? Clout, mainly. Mainly Clout. Also, I mean, it seemed like a fun idea. EVW was like, oh wow, there's nothing past Club Step, guess we're gonna go have to find other levels, and I was like, this seems like a fun thing to do, and I could get a lot of subscribers out of it, which, I mean, I did. So between the two things, it being fun and Clout, yeah, that's basically what motivated me. I wouldn't have really had a reason to try that before, but it was a fun challenge. And making Hexagon Force full kind of was part of the start for the inspiration of Octagon Force, so that's cool. What do I think my channel will be like in the future? GG on 1,000 subs, thank you. Probably pretty much the same for quite a while. I'll just make levels, upload levels to my channel. I do want to make a little bit more content, but I don't know. I can't promise anything. I've said that a lot in the past and I've never really followed through with it, but we'll see. I don't want to give away anything or spoil anything, but I have some cool ideas. We'll see. As far as the far future, I don't know. I kind of want to start a Minecraft channel and see how that goes. My friends play a lot of Minecraft. I just want to like make cool stuff in Minecraft and see how that goes. But in other directions, as far as this channel, you know, it could end up being like game design stuff like Danny or Jonas Tyroller, I think is his name. He makes cool stuff. Just, you know, game devs that make content about their game development. I could do stuff like that. I'm not really sure what will happen in the future. You know, I might not end up even doing YouTube in the long term, but I mean, it would be cool. I definitely want to do stuff like make stuff, games or content or whatever. I want to make something and, you know, upload it to the internet and do well off of that, so I'll definitely have a presence in the future, but yeah, I'm not really sure. What solo level have I been the most proud of? So objectively, I think my best level is Starlit Realm. It's the perfect difficulty for like a lot of people who want to start getting into demons, just like one of the most common demographics in this game. It's I made the song, and it's a song I really like, especially the piano part, and that's actually my favorite part, decoration and gameplay wise too. I just really like that part, but overall, I feel like the decoration is pretty solid. It's well optimized. It's under 80,000 objects, which being almost 3 minutes long and having a lot of fast-paced parts, I'm actually pretty proud of that object count. Overall, I think it was just a really solid level. I made it in a month, which, like, I was working on that literally like almost a full-time job. But it turned out really good. I'm really proud of that. As far as my favorite level of mine would have to be In Reality, just for personal reasons. It just means a lot to me personally. I really like the atmosphere in that level. What are my favorite games besides GD? Well, I know it sounds kind of cliche to say Minecraft, but Minecraft. I really like Undertale, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. It's my favorite game of the series, and it has amazing atmosphere. That game, and the use of motifs. If you don't know what motifs are, you can look it up. I'll try to explain it. It's like a repeating melody throughout a soundtrack. The use of motifs is amazing in that game, and I really like sound design and soundtrack design. It's something I'm really interested in. But yeah, the atmosphere is great. I love that game. Portal 2, great atmosphere, great sound design, great characters. Portal 2 is a great game. I really like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers the Sky. I have good memories of that game. Those are a few. Superliminal, again, amazing music, amazing atmosphere. I think music and atmosphere are really what sell me on games. Undertale 2 is really strong in those two areas, so those are some of my favorite games. What are my personal thoughts on Autumn Travel? You mentioned that specifically since Sans Gat was the level I discovered. Autumn Travel, it's old, I could do better now, but I like the atmosphere. I think it's a cute, fun level. I think it's like borderline feature worthy. I would like it to eventually get featured too. I mean, it has had mod sends for featured. I think it could get featured. It would be cool, it'd just be a nice little throwback to the past. It's kind of like the classic Jam Attack level. The first one that people ever started noticing, the first one that really started solidifying that I could actually create. So I like it. I could definitely do better now, but I like it. It's a nice little part of my past. I like the atmosphere in the level. So one thing I thought of after editing this video, I was looking back and playing Autumn Travel and reading some of the comments, and I noticed there's a lot of comments talking about how much copy and paste there was in the level. I think it's interesting because I had a mindset in that level of more like what you would do with making a game, where like you reuse certain parts and you were supposed to like revisit certain areas. Like the caves I reused, it was supposed to be this consistent underground part that was going throughout the level. I wanted to use it to tie in consistency. I feel like I could have used that better, but I feel like not a lot of people noticed that I was trying to have a sort of consistency between the parts and kind of make it feel like it's part of the same world by doing that. And I'm sure there's better ways to do that, and I could do better with that now, but that's something that I just thought of after recording this that I kind of wanted to point out. And of course there's also the fact that it was my first level nearly that long, and so I was trying to do it in under 80,000 objects, so I moved like a lot of objects from earlier parts to later parts. I wasn't copying and pasting it, it was the same objects just being moved with a move trigger in a lot of those parts. Yeah, I just wasn't as experienced with making long levels, so I just did what I could to make it bearable for my first time, and I wanted it to be under 80,000 objects. What is my favorite GD level and what is my age? See, you're trying to cheat there. You're trying to ask two questions. Well, lucky for you, I like talking about myself, so I will answer both. My favorite GD level, if you're talking about just the Rob Top levels, I don't know, I like Deadlocked a lot for some reason. I know it's an odd taste. Deadlocked was my second demon. I just really enjoy it. I just like it. I have weird taste. I like gameplay that's like the kind where it's frustrating until you get past it and then it's really satisfying. I like that kind of gameplay where you can get consistent at it, but it's like a weird method to get consistent at it. I don't like gameplay you can't get consistent at. Michigan's part in Bloodbath. As far as my favorite GD level in the game, it's really hard to say. There's so many good ones. If I can think of them, I'll write a list here. I know for a while it was Biru. I'm not sure if it is anymore, but I still really like that level. Just the atmosphere in it is great. Although I did beat the shorter version. Maybe if I played the full version, I'd find it really annoying. Who knows? But I'm a sucker for themed levels and levels with a consistent theme throughout. I also like XXL levels, just more to enjoy out of it, as long as it doesn't get stale. XXL levels are kind of hard to pull off, but if you do manage to pull off one well, I will really like it. Oh, and my age, I am 20 years old. I think I was almost 20 when this video came out, but I'm 20 now, so I'm a big old man. I'm a boomer, as you youngins call us. What the fuck am I saying? I really want to be better at building. Can you help me get good? But seriously, there's way too much to say on that. I could say a lot of things, but I gotta keep this video, you know, at least not like 50,000 minutes long. So, DM me. I'll put my Discord tag here. I'll put my Discord server in the description. just message me on Discord and I'll see what I can help you out with. You can show me stuff, I can give you feedback. I like to help people out with that stuff. What inspired me to make Scarlet Realm? Just the fact that I got whitelisted on Newgrounds. I was like, oh crap, I got whitelisted. I need to make a level with one of my songs. And so Scarlet Realm was one of my newest ones. I think it was my newest one at the time. And I had some cool ideas with it. Fun fact, Scarlet Realm is actually in reality. The album art for the song I recreated in reality before I actually made the level Scarlet Realm. So that's a fun little fact, but there's a lot of stuff behind it. I thought it would be fun to make a level with it, and it turned out really well. I'm glad I did. I need to make more levels with my own songs. I haven't made very many. What made me choose the Jam Attack name? Do I love jam or something? It's an interesting story behind Jam Attack. I chose it when I was 13. Basically, what caused me to choose it is just the fact that I'm impulsive and my brain likes coming up with weird ideas, and it had like this weird image of like this angry jam jar, and I made music. I was like, Jam Attack! It's like I'm jamming, but it's Jam Attack, and it sounds cool, and I've been that ever since. There's really not that much behind it. It's just, I thought it sounded cool when I was 13, and I've kept it. Do I feel stressed when I'm making levels? It depends on the level. Some levels are pretty relaxing and enjoyable to make. Some longer levels I get kind of stressed about making sure I keep up a certain standard if I can't come up with any ideas. But in that case, I just try to mess around until I start to get something. I try to take time to think about it and plan it out, and I just try to set a good workflow and just try to stick with it and know that it'll get better eventually. And, a lot of things in life are like that. Things aren't always going to be easy, but even when you're stressed, you just gotta sit down and do what you can. Try to find something that you can do, and then you'll get back eventually. What's my reaction when EVW saw my video? What? He didn't see my video, he played my levels, so it's a different thing. I thought it was cool. I mean, I messaged him and he said he would, which I thought was cool. That was really cool when he said he'd play the levels. I messaged him on Twitter. So that was pretty cool. I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, I don't know why you said video. He didn't see any video. Am I planning on joining the Space Invaders collab? I never was invited to it and I probably can't join now, so oops. What is my worst fear? Probably the fear of failure and the existential dread of not living my life to its fullest. Also clowns. Clowns are fucking scary, man. How long have I been doing Geometry Dash? This one doesn't have the hashtag, by the way, but I'll answer it anyway, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a question. Not entirely sure, but based on context, I think it's a question. How long have I been doing Geometry Dash? When did I get interested in the game? I started playing in 2016. Very late 2016, very late 2.0. I used to play a lot of Super Hexagon, Open Hexagon, and someone I knew was like, if you enjoy these games, you'll enjoy this game called Geometry Dash. I'd heard of the game before. I think I'd watched, I'd seen a couple videos from, Boffins, some other videos. I saw, some impossible levels. I was like, that looks hard, but if I did Hyper Hexagonus, I had no judgment of difficulty. Anyway, I actually decided to play the game. I had actually seen it, back, 1.3, someone play on their tablet, but I didn't have a phone or tablet back then, so... Anyway, I got it when he recommended it to me. I was like, I'm gonna try it out. And it was on sale for New Year's, and so I got it, and I instantly was hooked. This guy's name is Jacob, and he has forever changed the path of my life because of this game. So that's an interesting thing to think about. If I never met him or he'd never recommended this game, my life would probably be very different right now, which is pretty crazy considering he was always just a really casual player of the game. He never was that into it. Probably cool to him, how far I've come in this game. I have so many creator points. I've beaten multiple extreme demons. That's probably be pretty cool to him. I haven't talked to him in a while. Well, we got to the end of the questions, so yeah. Know what else to say? Thank you for asking questions. Sorry for taking so long to get to them. Now, there is another segment to this video, which is the reason it's taken so long. I also procrastinated on this, but this didn't take that long to do. I have another portion of this video, and that is my unfinished levels, and I have a lot of them. I didn't show all of them, for reasons I'll explain, but I showed most of them. And there's a lot, so it's gonna take 25 minutes, I think. I think the video is. This is a long video. Hope you enjoyed those. See you later. So this is the first thing I ever made that I still have access to. I technically made one thing before this on my mom's old laptop, but I lost that forever, I think. Maybe I still have it, I don't know. It was just some random thing with Electric Man Adventures. I don't even think it actually worked, but anyway. I have this. As you can see, the music sync is pretty good. It syncs to the music. You can see some clear music sync. Fun fact, I thought this wave was like twice as hard as the rest of the level when I made it, so it just goes to show how skill sets change over time a lot, because that wave is not hard. This originally had a ship on both sides, but it would break every time, so I just recorded it like this. Yeah, it doesn't look that great. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I was just seeing how the editor worked. This isn't the first editor I ever used. I've used ones before this, but I didn't know how this one worked, and I wasn't very good at using editors. Anyway, this level. So you may know about a level I released, I think, like early 2018 called Psychobite. It was actually a remake of this level, and this is the first full level I ever tried to make. I have the intense shake and the laser background. Yeah, as you can see, I was pretty much a pro from the start. Actually, when I was in the later parts of the level, I actually went back and reworked these earlier parts a bit. They were even worse to start with, if you can believe that. Anyway, yeah, so people were like, oh, you're so good at creating, I'll never be that good, I'm so bad at it. We all start somewhere. This is where I started. Yeah, I haven't exactly always been super great at creating. And this was after, like, experimenting with, like, using Google Drawings a lot, using other level editors. Yeah, it takes time. I hate this part. Funny, I like this part reference. It takes time to get good. There's gonna be an epilepsy warning thing here in a minute. I'll warn you when I get to it, and then I'll just tell you to close your eyes. I'll let you know when to open them. Die already. It's not yet. I'll let you know. I have a cool custom game mode I made here, which is kind of cool. Okay, here it is. About in here. All right. Yeah, this is. Wow. Yeah. Okay, it's over. And fun fact, I thought that I originally had that background at full opacity, but I ended up lowering the opacity, and for some reason I thought it looked good, so I kept it the same way. I don't know what's going on with that ground. Anyway, also that epileptic part I ended up recreating with the same white flashing in the remake. I don't know, I thought that was a good idea. This was a medium demon layout. As you'll see in a second, it's definitely not medium demon. I mean, this is more than medium demon, but look at this. I thought medium demons were like a super hard, unobtainable difficulty because I'd never beaten one. Yeah, I didn't have a good idea, good sense of difficulty. This is, I think it's called a Lost Perception. This was the first time I ever like put a lot of effort into a level after learning the editor a bit. Don't get fooled by this first part. It really goes downhill as it goes. That first part is like even borderline feature worthy, but as you can see, I didn't know what lock to player X was. I didn't know that things could be locked to play. First GD masterpiece, by the way. I find that really funny. I didn't know things that movement could last longer than 10 seconds either. So it's like occasionally resets and it's like slightly shifting. It's dumb. I ended up reusing this game mode. I might use this in an actual level because it was kind of a cool idea. And it's like the spider, but you switch sides instead of inside the corridors. I don't know how to explain. Like you go to the other side of the wall you're on. You know what it does. Anyway, I lost motivation on this level, but also I thought it was going to cap at 40,000 objects. I thought that was a hard limit. I didn't know there was a high object limit, so I was worried about that. And yeah, fun fact, the circles in this level use a tutorial from 2.0. I didn't know there were better ways to make circles in 2.1. So yeah, anyway, this was a little layout I made with Jumper. This is way more fun than it has the right to be. This duel is actually like kind of fun to play. It's a little strange, but like it's satisfying to play. The sync is nice. There's a couple awkward timings, but overall it's fun. This ball part isn't that interesting. But that one duel is way more fun than it deserves to be. Yeah. This was generic circles. There's not much to say about this. I just wanted to make a 9 circles layout with the most generic song possible. And that was Colorblind by Panda Eyes. Could use meshing that, but I don't think I actually knew about that song back then. For some odd reason. Yeah, I wasn't that familiar with the game. I knew this song, I had heard this song a lot. Somehow I hadn't heard meshing that a lot. But yeah. I don't know why I made this. I just did. Here you can see it says take a break. I'm running out of things to commentate over. I'll probably have points where I just go silent later in the video during parts where I don't have anything to say and I want you to just enjoy the level. But for now, these aren't really worth staying quiet for. Here's the drop. This speeding up and slowing down is really hard. I used to find this 3 times wave corridor a lot harder, but now I find that speeding up and slowing down way harder. So skill sets evolve over time. This is another 9 circles layout. I don't remember what I called it. It was like something left circles or something. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really have a name. I don't know why I liked making 9 circles layouts back then, but I did. Apparently. I don't know if I made more than these 2. I actually kind of like that, like, angled flying. It was actually kind of interesting, kind of fun to do. I was able to do it really consistently back then, even though my hardest demon was, like, deadlocked. Or actually, I might have been harder by this. I might have started doing the gauntlets. Actually, I think I might have beat 9 circles at this point, but still. Because I think it's impressive that I managed to do that consistently, on mobile, too. I think I was on mobile at this point. Because I had a really old PC I used to use. And then I switched to mobile because that PC was trash. And then I switched back to PC once I got a better one. This is Sundance, which not the area in Utah. There's a place called Sundance here in Utah, but this is the level called Sundance because the song is Happy Sundance. Basically, it's a 1.0 level, but with robot and wave instead of cube and chip. There's some objects that aren't actually from 1.0. I didn't have a good idea of what actually was or wasn't from 1.0. As you can see, like the wrong chains are there. And there's some like rotated objects. I didn't really know the limitations that well. I think there's some like mini spikes as well, but I'm not sure. Not the short spikes, but like the actual small ones. They're just like the regular spike but smaller. Anyway, there's not much to say about this level. Here we got, you're gonna see some club step monsters in a second. Also, I didn't know how to change the outline color of that thing to black. I don't know why it's so easy to do. You just change the base and detail separately. As you can see, there were some club step monsters. One with pink orbs as eyes, which did not exist in 1.0. And did not exist until like, what, 1.7, 1.8? Well, actually, no, I think it was 1.6 when they were added. Anyway. Yeah. Oh no, it was 1.5 when they were added. There's not much to say about this. It's kind of fun. I don't know. I didn't go for the coin for some reason. What we have? Oh, this is GD Evolution. So this basically is was an attempt at one of those levels that goes through the updates. As you can see, I still couldn't figure out how to change the outline color of those, and for some reason I used the solid filled in ones. I'm just gonna call them slabs, because that's kind of what they are. Anyway, I couldn't figure out how to change the outline color of these slabs still. I don't know why it was so hard for me to figure out. Anyway, this level isn't very good. I was like working with the limitations of the updates, I guess. Even then, the limitations weren't very accurate. I was just styling after those updates. I wasn't very good at creating. Still wasn't very good at creating, as you can see. I completely forgot my own trick there. I'm no clipping all these, by the way. I'm not gonna play all of these legit, no way. And I gave up after I made this 1.7 part, because this was like so hard. I don't know why I made it so hard. It was supposed to get progressively more difficult, and there was just no way I could top that off realistically and verify anything. This is Elation. I made this right after Sonic Pulse, and I wanted to make a more simple level. I stole that effect of it, like the sun rays disappearing from, who is it, Funny Game. I didn't know how to use blending with the sun rays apparently, but I knew how to use it with the flash. Actually, I think I didn't use blending because the yellow just didn't show up. Yeah, this isn't very good. I gave up on it. It was even worse than Sonic Pulse, and so I just gave up. I thought I could pull off a simpler, level better, but apparently not. I think the portal rotation is cool as a frame by frame. I have Le Meme background from like 2012. There it goes. Yeah, I had the cool grass effect, the rotating blades of grass. Actually, first level I used that was Lost Perception, you can see earlier in the video. I ended up using that in Autumn Travel, but I haven't used it since, because it's just, like, total hell to implement. There's so many rotate triggers. I mean, yeah, you could use a spawn loop. I could probably do it in a more efficient way now, but placing all the blades of grass and making sure they all have the right group is hell. That was a swing copter challenge, by the way, not much to say about that. Funny thing about this was back when the Poltergeist beginning buff date was happening, and it was like really annoying, so I wanted to make a feature-worthy version. They didn't have that. Yeah, it's not feature-worthy, if you couldn't tell. I gave up on this. I ran out of ideas. This is interesting. This is a hold auto, so basically what it is it's an auto, but you hold down the mouse. So you can't let go, no pun intended. I didn't do much with the concept, I was just experimenting around. As you can see, it's kind of messy. I just wanted to try to make something. I thought it was a fun idea. Maybe I'll revisit this concept at some point, but it's pretty buggy. Actually, it's funny. I made this on my phone, and it would like, or no, did I make this on my old computer or on my phone? I think I made this on my phone. And it would bug out sometimes, and I tried it on 60 Hz, and it would bug out like constantly all the time. And then I play it on 144 Hz, and it works perfectly fine every single time I do it. I made this on my phone, and it bugged out on that sometimes, but it works flawlessly on 144 Hz, which is really fun. I mean, I guess the physics are more consistent, but I just like find that to be an insane fluke of chance that it works like flawlessly on 144 Hz, which is really funny. Anyway, not much to say about this. We just got some waving. I got bored of it after that. It was a cool idea. Alright, we're to the intermediate levels now. So this is when I started to get a sort of grasp on creating. Like, my stuff wasn't absolute garbage, but it wasn't great, but it wasn't garbage. Funny story behind this level. Someone on GD messages was like, I want you to finish my layout that's like 20 seconds long and decorate the whole thing and upload it to my account. And I was like, basically that's the gist of it. I was like, no, what? But I'd never been in a collab before, so I was like, I played the layout and I just all of a sudden was like, you know what, it might be fun to finish this layout just for the sake of it. I wasn't still gonna do what they actually wanted me to do, like, what? It was really ridiculous. Some people in this community, they've improved since then, I think, but anyway, I did finish the layout. Their part went up to like, I don't know, 20% or something. All of this is my own stuff. I even revised what they had. And I decorated the first part of this, as you could see earlier on. And I was going to turn this into a mega collab. But sadly, also that duel is stupid. It's like totally empty. There's no structuring. I don't know what I was thinking with that. But yeah, the mega collab died. I had no idea how to host a mega collab. The styles were everywhere, and no one ever finished their part. Anyway, I do like that I made this longer than a minute, though. I like extended it out. I wanted to make it like nice and lengthy. I don't know what I did there in the recording. Gigs are age, playing Fall Guys, epic to know. But yeah, so that was that. This is just some random modern mega collab part. Someone was like, I want you to be in my mega club. I was like, okay, cool, and I made this. It's not good. It's really bad. But I mean, it's not total, like, a little Timmy level from Mario Maker. I don't know if you've heard that term. I only heard that term from GD Cole, and I don't actually know much about the Mario Maker community. This is a layout. My part in a mega collab I tried to make. The mega collab ended up dying. Like, one person finished their part, and then people lost progress. It died. Anyway, I don't have recordings of those, but I did have my part, so that's what you saw. This was a Extreme Demon layout. It was supposed to be like 6 minutes long. The timings were really annoying. I didn't like how it was turning out, rightfully so. And yeah, I just gave up on it pretty early on. Now this is really interesting. You may have noticed this effect in Simplest Disco, and that's because I actually wanted to recreate this effect since I never used it in a full level. This was for Woolsey's Effect Creator Contest. I actually won the contest, which is cool. Yeah, I wanted to use it in a level, which I think it's a pretty cool effect. I went on like a 2-hour walk thinking about how I'd make it. And yeah, it was kind of hard to make, but it's a cool effect. I like it. This is just my part in like this random travel level mega collab that ended up dying because it was not very well managed and the parts were pretty bad. Now this, so you may have seen an extreme demon layout on my channel a long time ago that I canceled. I actually was starting to decorate, and this is that. I was gonna make this like kind of like Super Meat Boy-esque vibe in this part. It was just using a lot of objects, and I didn't feel like decorating anymore. I was running out of ideas, and so I gave up on it. And the gameplay wasn't very good, so I'm kind of glad. This is Jaw Crusher, it's supposed to be a remake of Jawbreaker, which is kind of a cool idea. I ended up reusing that guy in reality, but with hair. I used that same effect, because I never released this. Yeah, I ran out of ideas to decorate, but the gameplay at the drop is actually really cool. I'm just gonna not talk and let you enjoy it. It's like really fun and satisfying to play. And it syncs really well. I was gonna make this longer, but I lost motivation and I didn't even end up decorating it, but that's where the regular Jawbreaker ends. This was my part in a 1.0 style Mega Collab. This was just the layout, I was gonna decorate it. This isn't, I'm not calling this 1.0 style, but anyway, I decorated, I made gameplay for the wrong part and the collab ended up dying anyway. Although, it made it like 3 minutes in, it was gonna be like 5 minutes long. This is, I don't think this level had a name. It was just called Cool Level with a Q at the beginning for some reason. Yeah. So this part actually inspired In Reality, the cave part in Reality. I ended up reusing this because I like the idea behind this part, but I felt like it could be expanded on a lot more. I liked the level up to there, but then I really ran out of ideas at this point. Just look at this. Yeah, I could probably pull off a theme like this now, but oh boy, this is, I know, it's bad. This is why I gave up on level. This coin was gonna be cool. You could get a coin from collecting all of those, or from collecting none of them. Each one would give you a separate coin. That was gonna be cool. Yeah, the gameplay's alright. I kinda like the gameplay, but it's, you know, it's meh. Not much else to say about this level. Now I will say that I'm actually trying to revive this level as a mega collab. I really liked the first part I made in it, but I didn't really like the rest of it. So I've been trying to revive it as a mega collab, but I ran out of people to work on it. Amor Ultra was actually going to be in the collab, but he didn't finish his part. He lost motivation, so I need to find people for that. I have 3 parts done, including mine, so it would be cool. I really like the collab so far. I'm gonna show that next. I revamped my part a bit, touched it up. As you can see, this is the revamped version. I'm going out of chronological order a little bit here. So you can see I added a lot to my part. Typhoon Thunder added a little bit to my part too. Like the trees moving up and down. I think he added that. He might add a couple other things. This is Morog's part. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I really want to revive this because I really like it so far. Like, it might even be epic worthy. I don't know. I don't want people to get mad at me for saying that. Last time I said that on Twitter, people were like, oh. I think it was like Surgex. It was like, I don't think it's epic worthy, and you need to remember that patience is a virtue. I was saying, like, can we help get In a Decade pack rated because it's not been rated for months. Anyway, it's dumb. I don't like that guy, but anyway. We're not talking about that. This is Amor's part. He never finished it. I might keep the gameplay. I don't know. maybe I can get him to finish it, who knows. This was supposed to be a Deadlocked remake I was making the layout for, because I remember someone saying there's no fun Deadlocked remakes, and so I wanted to make one, but it wasn't turning out that great, so I just kind of gave up on it, and I had no ideas or motivation, and I don't know why I even tried to make it. Yeah, the wave is way harder than everything else. It's supposed to be that way. Okay, now we're getting to something interesting. This was supposed to be a remake of Insanity by Serpunge. And I really like this gameplay at the beginning, although other parts later in the level, I like some parts, but a lot of it is kind of out of date. I don't know, I could have finished this and tried to decorate it, but I just didn't feel like I'd have any ideas. I didn't feel like I really wanted to at the time, but maybe I'll pick this up at some point. I don't know, there's a lot of things I could pick up. I have a lot of ideas, there's a lot of things I could do. I don't know which ones I actually will end up doing in the future. This ship part is not great. The other parts are good so far. I like this wave part, that part's fun. This UFO part's cool. I probably just need to revamp a few of these parts. Like, most of the layouts, it's fine, honestly. Like, this robot is good. It syncs nicely. It's kind of Jonathan GDS robot gameplay a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like it kind of is. A lot of focus on, like, the gaps on the sides and, like, timing it so you can hit the orbs right. Anyway, that ball part's cool. And this duel is also a lot like Jonathan GD. I totally mess up here. I don't know what that was. I was too lazy to retake this, do another take. And yeah, not much to say about this. I like this duel. I think the duel's fun. That part's kind of hard. I probably should remove the spikes. That part's kind of stupid. I don't know. I want this to be an insane demon, which I think that's fair. It's like Booty D2 or Future Funk 2 difficulty around. Yeah, that part's very spammy. Maybe slightly harder. I don't know why I messed that up. There's just gonna be a little take a break part. Because it's an XXL level and you can do that in levels that long. Like I said, most of this layout I kind of like. I like this ship part a lot. Maybe I can revive this at some point. There's only really a few parts that really need to be reworked. I know a lot of people would complain because this part definitely needs to be reworked. This part sucks. But I know a lot of people would complain because they don't like this kind of gameplay, and they probably would like my newer gameplay better, but I mean, I like a lot of the gameplay in this level, personally, and you know, that's what matters. I make what I want to make. So maybe I'll pick this up at some point. Anyway, yeah, that's it. So now on to the next one. Alright, we're getting to the good stuff. I don't have much time to talk about this. This was a mega collab part that I lost motivation to make. I was decorating some gameplay, and it's a shame because I really liked it, but I just ran out of motivation to work on it. Now this is really interesting. This is magic eye, so it's hard to do, but if you shift your eyes to line up the two squares, you can look up some tutorials. Only certain people can do it, but I definitely can do it. It looks 3D. Which is really interesting. I made the mistake of trying to make gameplay in this. I should have just completely made it into an auto. But I could do something where there's like a randomly generated passcode at the end that you can only see if you do this, because a lot of Magic Eye is like revealing hidden patterns and then you have to enter that passcode in. And so you can only beat the level if you're actually able to do it. I kind of had an idea for something like that, but I shouldn't have tried to incorporate traditional gameplay. You can only have one focal point for it to work. Now this it was supposed to be like a little adventure game where you could like go through a house and find things. It was really experiment. I just wanted to experiment with the concept. It didn't work. It was supposed to look like you were rotating around the room, which it doesn't. It just looks like an endless, infinite repeating hallway. I tried to make the background loop at a different interval. It just does not look good. Maybe I'll revisit this idea at some point when there's more tools to use to make it look more like what I want it to look like sometime in the future eventually. Or maybe I can just make, you know, another game in an actual game engine, who knows. This was my entry in one of Sputnik's mini contests. It actually got 5th place, which is cool. It's the only time I've gotten any place in one of those, although I've only entered like 3 of them. And people put so much work into those. I don't know why. I just don't have the time for that. This was a part in a mega collab by Woolsey that ended up dying. It was cool. It's a shame it died, but I never finished it anyway. This I really like. This was actually, I entered this in another Sputnik's contest. I don't think that contest ever saw the light of day. I don't think the results ever came out. But I thought this was cool. I didn't make this for the contest. I actually entered it later, but I'd never shown it to anyone. I kind of want to reuse this effect with a different song in like a 2-star level. I have an idea for it. I ran out of ideas for this specific level. Now this was for a Sputnik's mini creator contest. It was supposed to be for the oddly satisfying thing. You were supposed to like click one of the 4x speed mini waves and explode it. But I misread the deadline and missed it, so that was really sad. But yeah. This is Newbie Dash 2. I made a level a long time ago called Newbie Dash. It was supposed to be really simple and easy for newer players, very object light. People complain the gameplay is boring, which is stupid because it's supposed to be really easy. Anyway, I feel like this wasn't really capturing the spirit of Newbie Dash. I was having a hard time keeping it simple the way I wanted it to. But maybe I can make its own level, or maybe I should just make it anyway, because those parts look nice. So maybe I should try to turn it into something. This is my next attempt at another GD Evolution level. This time I started with the Impossible game. And yeah, there's not much to say about this. It ended up dying after the 1.0 part. But I have one more attempt at this that I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, here's 1.0 and I just gave up after that. This was just a little layout I made. I wanted to make like a simple design level. I wanted to try to do that, see if I could pull it off. Yeah, it was really a boring idea. I wasn't really motivated to actually, try with that. Also, this gameplay, parts of it are fun, but parts of it are really kind of awkward. So I just kind of gave up on it. But this is a song I made. It was a remix of a song of a friend of mine I made a long time ago for his birthday, which is kind of cool. But maybe I'll make a level with this song at some point, because it's one of my better ones. It's a remake of a song made in GarageBand, which is kind of funny, but I didn't make it into GarageBand. This was an Extreme Demon layout, and this first cube part is really fun. I really like this first cube part. Maybe I should turn this in Mega Collab and just have that be my part, because the rest of the gameplay I'm not really a fan of. I mean, it's cool, but it's just like really hard and frustrating. I think it's just a big difficulty spike, mostly. I don't know. I don't like making super hard gameplay. Anyway, this is my latest attempt at a GD Evolution level, and one that I might revisit and actually try to finish. Because I really like it. This time I actually tried to like push each update to its limit so far. I mean, I only did 1.0 and started on 1.1, but I wanted to push each update to its limit. So I think I'll revisit this at some point, because I think it's a cool idea. This level has a weird story behind it. I don't have time to tell you about it, but it was going to be called Gopst. Ask me about that later, I'll tell you on a stream or something. This was Gem World, or World of Jam. This was supposed to be a collab where everyone styled their theme after mine, so I tried to make the most Jam Attack looking thing possible. And everyone was supposed to replicate my style anyway. People didn't finish their parts. And finally, we got Trek Wreck. So you may have seen a layout on my channel called Project Neenox. This was that layout. I was starting to decorate. I was gonna make it into an XXL level. I just lost motivation. It was really hard to work on. I started this right after Walkman. That was a huge project. I was just not feeling it. But I think I'll try to revisit this in 2.2. And I know a lot of ones I was like, I might revisit this in the future. This is one I really don't want to die. This is one I feel obligated to finish. My main concern is just the group limit. And trying to conserve groups was like really annoying and really confusing to me. So I'll probably revisit this in 2.2 and try to finish it. And the layout is really fun. It was turning out great. That's a wrap.